This is the Make Sierra Leone Famous podcast. If you're looking to explore Sierra Leone and understand its culture and its people, you've come to the right place. On every show, you'll meet Sierra Leonean creatives and entrepreneurs overcoming challenges and beating the odds. They are artists, filmmakers, musicians, chefs, writers, storytellers, and designers leading Sierra Leone's orange economy, both at home and from the diaspora. I'm your host, Vickie Remoe, journalist, entrepreneur, and community builder on a mission to expand Sierra Leone's presence on the web. Hashtag Make Sierra Leone Famous. The other voice you'll hear on Make Sierra Leone Famous is sound engineer and producer Frank Bob McEwen at VRNC Marketing Company in Freetown, where this show is mixed and mastered. Now, make the show begin.
2019, me not be one of the speakers for the Youth Connect Summit. Na Kigali, I've been getting invitation from Paul Kagame. So me go alone and I get this UNDP people go. They're like, yeah. So I may not be one of the speakers. They're like, hey, Siraj, okay, yeah, you do this. So how your country don't help you, like waiting at the stuff where the government don't provide for you if because for Rwanda and other countries we get funds available for young people. We want to start something. Yeah. I was like, me never receive anything, and I never heard about anything but young entrepreneurs in Sierra Leone. Look at our young Minister of Youth, ask him.
Today on the Make Sierra Leone Famous podcast, I'm talking to 23-year-old multiple award-winning social and green entrepreneur. He was the 2018 first runner-up of the Anita Prize. In 2019, he won the Anita Job Creation Award. In 2019, he also won the Total Start Upper Award in Sierra Leone. He is a United Nations Young Champion of the Earth Award regional finalist for 2019. In 2020, he won Harvard University's New Venture Competition. He is a finalist for the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation Generation Change Africa. And he is the founder of Rugsell Trading. Today, my guest is the inspiring and tenacious Alhaji Siraj Bah. Woohoo! So, what gets me about your story is that it is a very familiar story. There's so many young people in Sierra Leone who have come from the provinces to Freetown, and they've not started life with a silver or gold spoon in their mouth. But somehow, even though you didn't have all the wealth, didn't have all the opportunity or the resources, you've been able to create one of the most innovative social and renewable energy companies in Sierra Leone. I mean, we're not even going to talk about your age at 23, but one thing that always strikes me is like, what ignited this for you? What happened to you? Who touched you? Like something had to have happened that set you on this path. What was that?
So basically, I came from the province, and I was born in Kono district, and Nimikoro Chiefdom. And I left when I was something around 12, 13 years. Yeah, so I came to the city, had nobody, lived on the street for a while. And I struggled a lot. And I was adopted a few months after adoption. So I was not even legally adopted, but I was living with this family. Yeah.
Like a family met you just on the streets randomly, and they found out you didn't have your own family in Freetown, and they decided to take you in. Yeah. So like men Pekin, but not like a foster family, but not like an official paper adoption. Okay.
So I lived with them for a while, then something like around 9 months, then was it in August, 14th of August. But while I was living with the family and I had to secure a job, Freetown, people could take you in, but they're not going to do all things.
They're not going to provide. Yeah. Maybe sometimes even the one the way they get with them, they're not able to provide for their own. So they go give you side for sleep. Yeah. Yes, but you still need to do something for you.
So by then I secured a job with this pure factory called Family Joy. So I usually go to work at night as a laborer by then. Okay. So I usually go to work at night and come back in the morning. So that's what saved me during the mudslide. So I went to work at night and came back in the morning and found out like, boom, this had happened.
So the family that took you in lived in the community. Yeah. What's that community called?
Up region.
Yeah, up region. So they lived in the path of the mudslide that happened in 2017. So the only reason why you weren't at home during the mudslide is because you worked nights.
Yeah.
So you were at work in town.
Yeah.
When the mudslide happened.
At Wilkinsey Road, just close to.
Okay, so the workplace was in Wilkinsey Road.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So from then I had to go back to the street, but
No, wait. So did your entire adoptive family pass away in the mudslide?
yeah, 7 of them.
All of them?
All of them. So by then I was like, hey.
How do you cope with something like that?
So actually I lost my dad at 12, so at least I've been used to it. So
Wow.
I've been losing people closer to me, people who've tried to help me out in there. So I went back to the street again. So after the mudslide, I had to talk to the manager of the company, Family Joy. So she allowed me to stay with them.
Like at the company, at the factory, the facility. Okay.
So I was being paid around, was it 10,000 yen by then per day? So I was working out.
Like $1 a day.
Yeah, like $1 a day. Okay. So I was being paid now like 2 times that I was paid before because I was working day and night.
Right, because you didn't have a home to go to. Yeah. So you were just working basically round the clock. Yeah. Like if the company was open, you were working.
Yeah. So at night I work as a laborer to pack the water. So in the afternoon, I'll just help them to load the water in the van. Yeah. Okay. So I was able to secure, was it 106,000 by then? Because dollar was around 800,000 by then, $100. So I was able to secure 106,000 leons and
per month, for 1 month. So you were able to save that much. Okay.
Yeah. So I saved that $20, and I was like,
wait, hold on. You're making, so you went from making 10,000 a day to about 20,000 because your shift was doubled. And so that means in a month you were making like
600,000 now.
Okay. And from that you were able to save 160,000. How long did it take you to save 160,000?
Something like a month plus.
Okay, so just the 1 month you were just like, okay.
So because remember I lost my dad but not my mom, so my mom was at.
Your mom's living.
Yeah, so she was in Kano. I had to send money back home. So, yeah.
How old were you then?
I was around 17. Okay. Yeah, 17 years by then. So,
wait, were you also in school?
No, I was not in school then. Yeah, I was not in school then. So, I saved that 106,000 leons, and I Googled a lot about young entrepreneurs in Africa, people who started from nothing, and I found a lot of young entrepreneurs who've done it before in Kenya.
How did you find them?
So I used to borrow a phone from my friends who were working.
Okay, so the internet.
Yes.
Okay.
I used to borrow the phone and Google.
Google and YouTube.
Yeah. So I found a lot of young entrepreneurs in the continent who've done it before. I was like,
what was the it's that they were doing?
Just people
who had started businesses from a young age. Okay.
People who are now celebrated young African entrepreneurs who started from nothing. Okay. So I found a lot of young people, and I found this guy. He's from Uganda. His name is Andrew Mpuya. Okay. So he started his paperback company with $16, and I was like, hey, I got $20. I'm $4 richer than this guy.
After all, Mr. gets 20. We can do it. Okay.
So I was like, yeah, I'm $4 richer than this guy. I can do it. So there was a problem now. I have the money, so how can I start to produce these bags? And yeah, so I used YouTube to learn how to make paper bags from the Indians on YouTube, and the same Andrew Mpuya from, he had got a lot of YouTube videos by then. So I used YouTube to learn how to make paper bags. And I went.
And wait, what does it take to make a paper bag?
It takes paper.
What are the ingredients?
It takes paper.
So any kind of paper?
It depends on the kind of bag you want to make.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm guessing a thicker bag means you need a thicker weight bag. What kind of paper makes the best paper bag?
It depends on the kind of papers you want to make. It depends on you.
So, okay, let's say, one of the things that bothers me a lot in Sierra Leone is when you order food from a restaurant, they come in plastic bags. Yes. And my thing is always like, I don't want my food in plastic bag because I think that single-use plastic is really a menace to the environment and in Sierra Leone, period. So let's say a brown paper bag that a restaurant could put food in to deliver. What would you take to make something like that?
So those were the first bag that I made. So I went to it was at Garrison Street. Yeah, Garrison Street. I bought these brown papers. They come in rolls. So I bought them, was it 2,000 leones per roll by then, yeah. So I came back home and carved the bag out of these brown paper bags. Yeah, out of these brown papers. So I took them to a lot of restaurant, hotels by then. But a lot of people were like, no, because it was expensive compared to the plastic bag.
It is more expensive than plastic.
And it takes more time because I was working alone by then. Yeah.
Right. Making it alone, right. You had your job day and night, and then you have to cut the paper and the labor. Okay. How do you join it? Is it with glue?
So with glue, yeah.
Okay.
So I went to the market, bought paper, scissors, glue, and rulers and all. So I came back home, learned how to make this bag like a week, and destroyed a lot of papers, and I got like I managed
a prototype.
I managed to make 100 bags, and I took these bags to a lot of restaurants and hotels. And so after 1 week, I got an order from this hotel called Mariam Hotel.
Okay.
Yeah.
At the beach.
At the Abadim Beach. Yeah. Okay. Back of Kalon Drive.
Yeah.
So a week later, I got a call from them. So remember, I've used the whole $20 that I saved to buy papers, and I made this prototype. Yeah. So I got nothing now left with me. So they were like, "Hey, Siraj." So I went to these people and I lied. Yeah.
You didn't lie.
No, I lied.
Picked. The Make Sierra Leone Famous podcast is made possible by Blue. With its certified air freight service, Blue is the easy and affordable way to ship to Salone from the US or from the US to Salone. No need to wait till someone is going home. Blue will deliver your next package to Sierra Leone in 15 days or less. To ship with Blue, contact us on WhatsApp on +1 240 460 2056 or +232 88 313 330. In Sierra Leone, you can find our office at 17A Wallace Johnson Street in Freetown. Fly and go with Blue. We go deliver for you. DOTBLEU.com.
Listen. So I like listen. So I went to the people and I was like, "Hey, we just opened," because in Sierra Leone people take you like if you're doing something in a startup, like people know that.
If it's small, they have no respect for it. Yeah, they don't want to know. So you have to.
Yeah. So I was like, "Hey, we just opened this factory. We got our machines from China."
Guy. He told story.
So I was like, we got a factory, a facility, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, they were like, okay, no problem. And they ordered for this 1,000 bags. They were like, oh, how can we get the 1,000 bags? So I was like, okay, now I've got my order, like 1,000 bags. Okay, no problem. And I was charging 1,000 leones per bag. Okay. So I've got like your 1 million. Yeah. Okay. So I got like 1 million leones, order for 1 million leones. I was like, okay, yeah, it's not bad. I was working for like a month and saved something like 160,000. And this 1 million leones, my profit margin was something around 55%, and I was making like 550,000. Yeah. I was like, wow, this is huge.
Wow, look at this money. Wow.
But there comes a problem. I had no money with me to buy the raw materials, and I was like,
you didn't ask them to pre-finance, like give you a deposit?
So I went to them and I was like, okay, so this is our policy. You pay 50% of the total cost. Then after produce and deliver your bag, then you can pay the remaining 50%. They're like, okay, no problem.
Yeah, that's normal. Anybody would expect to pay a percentage.
So basically, that's how I grew the business from, yeah. So they gave me like 7 days to deliver these bags, and I was like, yeah.
7 days. It had taken you a week to make 100, no?
I need to up my production skills. So I talked to the manager that I was working with, and I was like, hey, my mom is sick, and yeah, and I lied again.
But if you had said, I've started my own business and I just got my first order and I need time to produce.
So, remember, I was just 16, 17 by then. I was so young and I was scared of losing the job. That was okay, this was my security job. I know that I work here and make money every month, but this was just order. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get this order again.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I spoke to an entrepreneur yesterday who was saying that, like, you know, I asked her what advice she would give to entrepreneurs in Sierra Leone. She was like, basically, make sure you have a job, basically, because you need something to provide for you, because it's a long time before, like, because she was saying that a lot of people like the idea of being a CEO. So people will start a company. They don't say the company, no, they feed it there, but they're like, I'm a CEO.
Up till now, I'm not receiving salary from my company, and I'm not taking anything from the company. I live on my side hustle that I'm doing at this point. So so you need a side hustle to make money. So because it takes a lot of time to grow something bigger, and so I was like, hey, my mom is sick and I need 2 weeks off, and I was like, 10 days off. She was like, okay, no problem. So I had to work like 16 to 20 hours a day to produce these bags, and I produced them in 5 days.
You didn't have any friends you could ask for help or anything like that?
Vicky, you know, Sierra Leoneans, we do not believe in something new, and there are hardworking Sierra Leoneans out there, but there are few hardworking young Sierra Leoneans. People who's gonna believe in something that that is nothing for now.
Right, like there's no benefit.
There's no benefit. They're not earning anything. They're like, come on.
Was a part of it also because you had come from the provinces and you had been living on the streets? You didn't have a social network, right, in Freetown, where you would say that, like, I have lots of friends. I can just say, hey guys, I'm doing this thing. Did you have friends?
Up to now, I don't have friends. A lot of friends. I don't have a lot of friends. I usually don't go. I've never been out in Freetown, never been to a club, so I got no friends.
We have to change this, you guys. What?
So basically, I produced these bags in, I think, was it 5 days? Yeah. So they started referring me to a lot of customers, and so that's how the business from working alone in 2 months, I had to employ 2 people. So I saw this Anzisha, our thingy. So Andrumpuya is one of the early winners for Anzisha Prize in South Africa. So I saw this thing on the same Google again. I was like, hey, so there are people who's gonna give you money for a startup company. Let me try. So I told people that I was living with, they're like, come on, this is not fraud though. How possible Google give you money like that?
Right. So just for you idea.
Just for idea.
The idea. What is idea?
Hey, let me just try. I tried, I applied, then So I applied. Was it around 800 people who applied for the award, and I was among the top 100 people. So I got my. So they interviewed me on phone, and I made it to the top 50 again. So they flew all the way from South Africa to here to check our businesses. They checked my business. Was it me and Clancy? Yeah. We made it to semifinals, me and Clancy. He's now the CFO of Multimedia Plus something. Okay. Yeah. So they checked our businesses, they went back. So I managed to make it to the top 20. So Clancy dropped as a finalist, and I made it to the top 20, and that was my first time to even go to Lunge. So you're like, hey Siraj, okay, now you've made it to the finals, and you have to fly to South Africa. Do you have passport? I was like, passport? I think I'll say
that's why they put money for my passport.
They're like, okay, no problem. So they sent me money, but I already had the money to make passport by then, but I was like, wow, for make passport and even things I'll ever fly.
So I don't get for use the passport.
Yeah. So they sent me money, and I went to immigration. I made my passport, and a week after that, they flew me to Ghana for my visa, and I came back after that. I flew to South Africa. Yeah, so we had a 2 weeks boot camp, and I pitched my business. And so my first time in South Africa, I met a lot of young people.
Were you in Johannesburg?
Yeah, Joburg.
Okay.
So I met these people. Most of the finalists for the Ambition Prize were like, hey, this guy was, the Nigerian guy was, his name is Boluwatife Omotayo. He was like, hey, my name is Boluwatife Omotayo. I'm a TF fellow, blah, blah, blah.
This, I mean that, I mean this.
Masters in that. I've won like 5 awards. Yeah,
everybody's like a big hitter.
Like, yeah. She was like, my name is Alina Karima Musama. I'm a Queen's Young Leaders Award honoree. Blah, blah, blah. I want this award. I want that award. I've been to UK, America. I was like, okay. So
it's intimidating.
Yeah. So I went to the manager. I think was it the general manager, and I was like, Natsuno, you know what? So if you make it to the finals. And so the first winner is managed to secure $25,000. The second, the first runner up gets like $15,000. The third runner up gets $12,500, and the remaining 17 people gets $2,500.
Something.
And I was like, hey, Nasina, you know what?
Now just give me the $2,500 the Alago sample because this is where we're Alago talk. Oh, that's so fun. I'm so sorry.
Give me $2,500. I need to go home. I need to go manage my business. I'm not gonna compete with these people. She was like, Siraj, 800 people applied, and you make it to the final. And I feel like you're smart, and there's opportunity for you and your business. And yeah, you might be a winner if you believe in yourself. I was like, okay, no problem. So I started working hard, and yeah, so we pitched, and I won. I was the first runner up, and I secured $15,000. So yeah, so
what was that moment like for you? Like when you found out?
Imagine by then I was making something around $300-400, and I got $15,000. So the first 2 calls that I got that day was like, Siraj, you don't get money now, and I forgo America.
Wait, so when like your people like found out you had won,
my own family,
they called like, you don't make an alive.
Yeah.
What do you want?
150 million.
Yes.
Come on.
Go America.
Forgo America. I would have used that opportunity to go to the US, but because I've met a lot of people, a lot of young entrepreneurs who attended the program, and my peers who were finalists, and they inspired me to come back and continue working harder. So I came back, and I bought machines because I found out that we have a problem for energy in Sierra Leone, more overcooking energy, and almost 70% of the trees that have been deforested in Freetown are used for charcoal production. So I was like, hey, we got a huge problem. Why not go into this thing? And yeah, because you just cannot tell people like, no, you don't use a wood coal because it is expensive, and without providing alternatives.
Yeah, you need an alternative. Like people. The radio broadcast of the Make Sierra Leone Famous podcast on Radio Democracy 98.1 is made possible with a generous grant from the Asma James Foundation. The Asma James Foundation empowers women and girls with mentorship, scholarship, and life skills training. To make Sierra Leone better for girls and girls in Sierra Leone better, visit the Asma James Foundation at asma, that's ASMAA, james.com. And now, let's go back to the show. It's a tricky thing when you have people who don't earn a lot of money, and you want them to change their behavior because what they're doing is destructive or not good. This change, behavioral change. You have to give them, there has to be substitute. Like, I have to cook every day. You know what I mean? Like, either you give me, and not only you have to give me something, you have to give me something cheaper. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or something cleaner. Something there's actually a USP, like a real value for me switching, because otherwise if it's exactly the same, it's like, well, wait till make I for do this, you not give me reason. So no, you're totally right. You need an alternative.
Yeah. So I bought my machines from Ghana, and
so you didn't buy paper bag machines.
Yes. So
so you decided basically to pivot away from paper bags to something else, even though the paper bag was.
I was making money from the paper bags, but I was still young by then, so I had no mentor and I got no friends. So I just did what I was.
After the show, you're gonna have to have a lot of friends. We're gonna find we're gonna have like a be friend Siraj party. Like we go make pool nado for you. We have to make pool nado for you. For let people like everybody come and meet Siraj. Please be his friend. So yeah.
So I did what I thought was the right thing. So I bought machines and started making briquette, and from there, so the briquette also turned out to be a very nice idea, and so that's how we grew from paper bags to briquette, and now we're doing poultry farming. Because I found out also that we are doing something. So I started applying for awards, and raising funds is so hard in Sierra Leone. You know, you just cannot walk into this office and be like, hey, this investor, and be like, I got this idea. This is $1 million idea. I need $200,000. They're not gonna give you that money.
You call FASEF $10,000 if they're not give you.
Invest $5,000 for 20%, $10,000 for 20%, and you've been struggling with the business, and this is, and $10,000 is not gonna do anything for you, because
it's not gonna allow you to scale in any capacity. So it's like operational.
Yeah. So I had to expand into poultry farming because I need a lot of money to grow the business. So I expanded into poultry farming so I can be doing two things and see how I can grow my business. Yeah. So now we're doing we've just acquired machines that are capable of producing around 8 tons a day.
8 tons of the briquettes? Yeah, okay.
Today, and
tell me, what is the briquettes that you're it's a coal substitute, right?
Yes.
What is it made out of? What are the components?
So basically right now our briquettes are being made out of so we make them from coconut shells, and they burn longer than normal charcoal, and so basically we have a lot of formulas because we tried and piloted experimented a lot of formulas. So maybe let's say what if we run out of coconut shells? So we still have alternative something else. So we tried all sort of biomass waste, and we have our formula. So in case we run out of coconut shells, we have something to So we now have opportunities to export our briquette to Germany, US, Middle East, and America.
Really? Yeah. That's incredible.
So, we've managed to buy machines worth around $40,000 from reinvesting our revenue, and we expanded into poultry farming. Now we're doing something around 4,000 layers. When
you say we, who's we?
My company.
Okay. Do you have a board now that you've set up? Is it still just you?
It's not just me. I have a team.
Okay.
I might be the largest shareholder, but
other people have now invested in the business.
We've not got investor yet. Okay. But me and my workers, these workers got shares into the company, and it's not just me. I'm not the only one doing it. So I got team. So that's what.
Of course. Okay, gotcha. No, I just wanted. I don't know. Sometimes it's it wasn't clear who we were. Okay.
Yeah, so we managed to scale the poultry farming from 1,000 layers back in July 2019 to 4,000 layers in 2020.
I had heard that some of your chickens had died. Like there was a year when you lost like a lot of.
Yeah, so we started the poultry farming. We grew to almost 3,000 in just 19 months, and we lost around 2,000. We are back to 1,000 again. But this is business. Sometimes it's gonna hit you so hard and be like, oh yeah.
Because poultry farming is, animal husbandry is very volatile, right? Yeah. Because animals can get sick like people. Yeah. And because they all live together and you're breeding them together, if one gets sick, you know what I mean? It just can really go through.
It's crazy though. You make a lot of money in poultry farming and you lose a lot of money in just 2-3 months. So yeah, that's how I managed to grow the business.
Okay, so one of the things that after you applied for the first grant. You've applied for lots of other grants, which I think is really great, because once you start applying for stuff, you get into the habit of applying, even if you don't win. I think applying makes you better at pitching your business, and just like having that. As an entrepreneur, you got to be able to pitch your business and talk about your business and sell your ideas to people.
Yeah, sure. Because I applied for the United Nations Young Champion of the Art award in 2019. So I didn't win the award, so I was one of the regional finalists, and so I got the invitation from the United Nations to attend the General Assembly meeting and the Youth Climate Summit. So I attended the meeting. I met a few people, and I spoke to a few people. So I got somebody who nominated me for the Harvard Award that I won.
That's fantastic.
So, if maybe you might apply for this award and you did not win, but you might meet people through that.
Yeah, because money, it's like there's a whole, that's actually a really good point. There's a whole global network around different things. So somebody, maybe you didn't win, right? But maybe there was somebody on the panel who really liked what you were doing. And so then they become like an evangelist for you, and next time they're doing something, they're like, oh, you should really contact this guy. That's really great. Tell me about this award you won from Harvard University.
So I got nominated for the Harvard New Venture Competition in 2020. I was at home and I received the email in the morning. I told my mom, hey, Nene, and they don't nominate me for this award now Harvard. And say, the Harvard award you saying I didn't briquettes.
I cannot. She's like, okay, finally we have arrived.
That's it. That's it. They not be say, na scam.
Oh, there's a lot of fear, right? There's a lot of fear, yeah.
Now say, Nene, this it look like not to go. So I got this call from Donald. He was the coordinator or something for the award. So he called me like, hey, Siraj, somebody nominated you for this award, and we want you to be here next week. And you in 2 weeks, do you have a visa? I was like, yeah, I got a visa. So I got 3 years visa by then. So I was like, I got a visa. So you're like, okay, you can be here in 1 week. So I went to Harvard again. So I went to Harvard. I competed with people that were like my mentors 2 years ago, the likes of Alex Mativo. He was making around $1 million revenue. I competed with people who make like $2-3 million revenue a year. I was like, but I was not scared anymore because I've done it before.
You know how to bamba with the big boys.
So, but I respected them though, because they are my mentors. So we met and we were like, okay, no problem. Now I'm competing with my mentors. So we pitched our business ideas. The money was not huge. It was $5,000,
but it's the
network.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's. I mean, in the U.S., a lot of opportunities aren't about the money. It's about.
So I've got a lot of network from that award that I won. The media attention.
I saw you on Business Insider. I was like, okay. Like, forget about Siraj. Siraj is gone.
Yeah. So it really helped me a lot, and it created a network for me in the US, and so I've not got a major investment yet, but I've got people helping me out to grow the business, people helping with market opportunity, and people who are donating money. Yeah, so it is a good business idea, and I think that there's a huge market for it, and because I know it's not easy to build a unicorn. So because even Tesla.
Are you trying to build a unicorn? That's like your moonshot?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the next 10 years, I want to run a Pan-African company producing bio briquettes across Africa and
listen,
to the United States.
Listen, I hear you. I mean, there is nothing and no one to be served by playing small and having small dreams, especially in a place like Sierra Leone where people don't produce a lot, they don't do a lot, they don't create a lot. So yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, the dream should be, I was talking to somebody who had a tech startup last year, and I was like, yes, there's no reason why a tech company in Sierra Leone or a company in Sierra Leone can't be a unicorn. You know what I mean? Like, we hear every day about Nigeria, you know what I mean? Like,
people started companies in Singapore. Singapore is just around 5 million people. Singapore.
Sizes does not matter.
But they got unicorn companies. Yeah. You can so with the Business Insider interview, we've got investors showing interest who want to invest hundreds of thousands of dollars for us to expand to start producing briquettes in Jamaica. Yes. So yeah.
Are you afraid of growing too quickly?
I'm not afraid because I've seen people doing it. So why am I?
No, I just ask because, you know, sometimes people are like, yeah, people want to invest, but you know, now wait for us. You know, there's this thing of like, yeah.
Even when I talk to this investor and there's a way we want to try to expand to Jamaica, we're like investing 200,000, but it take this social share. So I talk to somebody like, I'm not going to invest in kind of my business, begin to tell me what you have to do. Come on, you're not going to do them alone. You one grain not going to do them alone.
Absolutely.
And if you not get people around you who can help you grow, people where these investors know more than you and they can mentor you. And if you get the right person where you not get the same vision, why you not accept them?
Yeah, plus you can scale and you know you can get to a point where you could even sell, right?
No company not in the world where one grain person own everything.
Absolutely.
So we need for the accept people into the companies and also the right people, not just anybody, the right people, and yeah, help it grow.
In this period that you've been growing these ventures, what kind of support have you been able to access from within Sierra Leone?
Just the total startup award.
We will be right back after this short music break. Are you ready now? Been 10 over 10 again. Solo. Okay, let's go. Listen. Boutique or boutique. Every morning I'm up on my mission. I never go sleep on my vision. Music is not just something that I do on a weekly occasion. So don't be surprised if I step up the stage while the fans are on standing ovation. Watch, party, not up on business. Please, don't take it personal. If DJ Rampage is still functional, leaving him on the deck is not optional. I want for put on me Benny and Kenan are playing for go international. So push gonna corner when you see me coming. Sign up precaution, this is professional. I know the care go me market na host. The mommy in money for come up. Elect the Santi map the host. The mommy in money for come up. I keep it so good with the business. Customer they knock na me do much. 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000. The mommy in money for come up. It's a 10,000 charge, 10,000 last. Buy no buy some, you know what's the class. If you know one the thing for Skyler you pass. Now so man them they walk on the class. Albert's Academy, business is good. You student the part who believe me I would. Succeed in putting this as high as I can. Except one with every you made me a man. See I'm the hustle, no laugh. Watch out, bus close. Now designer, no patch and that pepper. Na table where they na abacha. Na in the giddy ya Roma na basha. Shout out me man and I can't be a loss. The work not funny, you carry a lot. Progress the process, you see the results. So can let we go, are you ready or not? I know the care go me market na host. The mommy in money for come up. Elect the Santi map the host. The mommy in money for come up. I keep it so good with the business. Customer they knock na me do much. 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000. The mommy in money for come up. The mommy in money for come up.
That was Drizzlick with the Mommy in Money for come out. And now let's head back to the Make Sierra Famous podcast.
Okay, from total yeah. But so do you mean to tell me like, and I'm asking this genuinely, even though since 2019 you've been this like international star for social entrepreneurship and I guess the renewable energy stuff is like more recent, but like, how is it that, like, I don't live in Sierra Leone, right? I come and go, but like, every time you've done something, I've seen it, and we've tried to cover it on the blog and stuff like that. We went to do the chickens like during COVID and all of that. Why do you think that there's this, I don't want to say dichotomy because it's such a big word and who even knows what it means. Well, why do you think that there's this contrast, right? Like, as a young entrepreneur who's within the country doing such amazing work, why do you think that nobody within here cares?
So basically, it's not just about young entrepreneurs in Sierra Leone. We Sierra Leoneans love people out of Sierra Leone. We look forward to Nigerians who are doing, maybe you're an artist, right? You're doing something, but we do appreciate foreign people more than us. So we won this Access Bank Award thing in was it in 2020? Women Print Picture-thon. My co-founder and director won it, Adama Jallo. So she was competing with the Nigerians, the Kenyans, the Ugandans, and Rwandans. So she was competing with the Nigerians. So she had, I won't say she had complex on the Nigerians, but she was afraid because these people are Nigerians. I was like, just be yourself. These people have been with these people, I've competed with these people not once, twice, and I've won. And you can do it. And we managed to win the award, and we are the first people to ever win the award from Sierra Leone. So these people might not be greater than us, but because we are here and our people might not accept us the way other people accept us. Because I've done a single interview with AYV when I came back from South Africa. I had to write to them, hey.
That first one.
Yeah, in 2018, I had to write to them, hey, I just won this award from South Africa. This award has been there since 2011, and then...
There's another Sierra Leonean who...
being a finalist.
Yes.
And he also won in 2020.
Yes.
There's another one in 2019 who I mentored. Yeah. I mentored the one in 2019. He became a finalist. I mentored the one in 2020. He won the award.
Wow.
Yeah. So you guys covered him.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah, we saw that. Yeah.
So I was like, it has been there for a while, and we've not got somebody representing us. And I went for the award and I won. So I need you guys to cover my story. They did. Since then, nothing I have not heard from them.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not surprising. One of the things I always say is that the reason why people know me and know about my work is not because of anybody.
Yeah, because
So what I had to do was, so when I first started my TV show in Sierra Leone, this was 2000. It makes me feel so old now. This is my first, the pilots that I did of the show was December 2008. And we started shooting the show in 2009. From 2009 to 2011, my show was on SLBS and then later SLBC. In that period, not a single local journalist wrote about my work, interviewed me. Nobody within this country recognized what I was doing, period. I only got to know or understand the value or the impact of my work when I would walk around in the street and children would run up to me, like school kids would come up to me, or I'm in the market and they'll say, hey, Vickie, I like your show. Like, that was the only way I could tell that what I was doing was good, because when I would go outside, everyday people would say, hey, I really like this, I really like that. And then one time also, the president of Sierra Leone called me. This was President Koroma. And I'll never forget this because, for a young person, for you to be doing something that you feel like nobody's noticing, he called me and he said, I really like your show. I went from my room, I'm gonna make money. Oh my God! I remember when the call came through, he was was like, hello, this is President Nkrumah. I said, which one? He said, what do you mean, which one? I said, which President Nkrumah? And he was like, what, you don't know my voice? And I was like, which, my President Nkrumah? Like the one in Sierra Leone? Because like I couldn't even imagine like a world where, you know what I mean? So I remember him calling me just to say that I like what you're doing. It had an incredible impact on feeling seen, right? And feeling valued. But other than that, like the media, right? Because if you're in a country and you're in the media, I feel like the media's job is to tell stories about the people in the country. But the media for the most part is not particularly interested in what young people are doing and not particularly interested in entrepreneurship and business. So it's politics is their number one concern, and recently entertainment, but really politics. You know what I mean? That's so for the rest of us who are not in that, nobody noticed. So when I first started, I was featured on Reuters, Voice of America, and I think Christian Science Monitor or something, like some other publication. So I did get pressed, but they were all international people who would randomly meet you and like at a bar or something, and they're like, oh, and you say what I'm doing, they're like, oh, really, that's cool. And then but within Sierra Leone, nobody told my story. And I realized that if I don't learn how to do this, if I don't learn how to talk about my work, if I don't make it a habit to let people know what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, no one is ever going to do it for me. And that's what it is. Yeah.
Our mindset is so crazy in Sierra Leone. You start posting a lot of stuff about your achievement or things you're doing on your Facebook page. You'll be like, you brag a lot. Mm-hmm. Come on, if you do not sell your...
You know, most of them say I too like attention. Or I put something, say...
We don't see a lot of, comment about that.
Yeah.
So...
like now you want grain, they do something. Like, you're...
If they're not selling out, why you not selling market out there?
Yeah. It's a mindset that really needs to shift. One of the reasons why I'm doing this series is because actually it's really a direct response to the gap or the absence of just like focus and intentionality on young people, on creatives, and on entrepreneurs. And I realized, it's one of those things where you're like, someone should do this, someone should do this, someone should do this. And each year you're like, nobody's doing it. Nobody's. And I was just like, you know what? Let's just do this thing. Because if I wait for them, I don't do this thing. It's never going to happen. And I think I believe that there are certain people in our society whose success is so important that all of us have to be invested in it. Because when they succeed, it has it's going to have a ripple effect. So you have to find them and support them. Otherwise, because when they succeed, they're bringing other people along with them. Yeah. That's one. And then also they become a point of reference. Yeah. Somebody else will say, yes, we don't have that in Sierra Leone. We don't have, you had to look outside of Sierra Leone to get this information. But how many people in Sierra Leone, young people, have access to the internet? Do you understand what I mean? So for those who don't, they need to hear your story on the radio. They need to see it on TV. It needs to be everywhere. You need to be like a brand ambassador for a bank, right? So people understand that, like, yes, Sierra Leone may or may not be a bleep hole of a country, according to Donald Trump, but within that, there are still roses that grow from the concrete. There are still there's still light in the darkness. Or my favorite one, you can still like cultivate a garden in a gutter. And you have to really, really find those people. But I think what's important about your story is that even though nobody here may give a damn about what you're doing, that you just keep doing, because you're not doing it for validation, nor are you doing it for recognition.
We will be right back after this short message from our brand partner, the Dollhouse Boutique. The Make Sierra Leone Famous podcast is supported by the Dollhouse Boutique, an American household brand for one-of-a-kind fashion and bespoke creations. Find your next stylish look at shopdollhouseboutique.com. We have stores in Baltimore, Maryland, and Los Angeles, California, showing the best of local designers. Our first international fashion boutique opens in Sierra Leone in 2022. Until then, find us on Instagram at Dollhouse MT Vernon. That's Dollhouse MT Vernon. And now, make we go back to the show.
You're building a business because, first of all, you need to survive.
Yeah. If you're not making profit, you're not sustainable.
Right? You need to survive. And then also, like, you want to solve problems.
Yeah.
Right?
Create employment opportunity. Doing it for Planet Art.
Right. That's right. No, absolutely. How has your, I don't want to say success because I feel like you've really only just started, but how has your growth impacted your family?
So actually now I live with my mom and
So she's not in Kona?
yeah, she's not in Kona. She now manages the poultry farm, and I got a lot of people, friends. Most of my workers are friends that I lived on the street with. Some are my brother, my cousins, and I employ a lot of them. And 95% of my workers are youth who were once homeless, maybe living on the streets, drug abuse, and all that stuff. So yeah, so I feel like we grow together, and it's not just about me, it's about us together as a family. And the young one, them way they come up and be like, hey, we get somebody for helicopter.
Yeah. Sometimes the media can be bigger than the impact.
Yeah.
Right.
Sometimes then they promote the wrong people, or maybe they might,
That too.
because of connection.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And sometimes just like, luck, right? Somebody's at the right place at the right time. There's an opportunity, elements connect. And before you know it, that person becomes the representative of this thing. And that's the only person people know, right? And it just never changes because they don't align again. The stars don't always align. Like, you can be there, something you did it 50 years, the stars not aligned for you. One person can walk on the streets, quick, boom! You're like, why, God? But I totally, I understand what you're trying to say. So the briquettes that you're making now, which is made from, I guess, natural, coconut shells. How have you been able to get people to do that substitution? Like, how are you marketing it to Sierra Leoneans who don't like to try new things?
So, as I say, you need money to grow your company, right? And you need to be profitable, because even profit is impact, because if you're not profitable, you're not sustainable. And so I market them to people in Sierra Leone, and not just also to people in Sierra Leone. I also market them because basically right now most of my sales are 70-80% of my sales now out of salon.
Right. So you're exporting. Is it exporting via sea freight?
To Guinea, most to Guinea, Liberia, and we export to via sea to Germany. And
wow, what kind of volume are you doing? That's massive.
Not too huge for now, because we just get the opportunity last year to now because of maybe the media.
After you won the Harvard Award, right? Yeah. Okay.
So we build them up gradually. So to people in Sierra Leone, we get lots of supermarkets where they sell this product now. We get St. Mary's, Freetown Supermarket, Freetown Mall, and Detroit Trams and Calbaton. Most of the supermarket in Western, they sell the product. If you go see a brand called Rukcha. Now we break it. Yeah. and we get.
So you're not doing direct retail sales in Sierra Leone. You're selling to wholesalers who are then retailing it free. So you're not doing the direct.
Yes, for now, because I feel like it takes more money and takes more time for begin to sell to one person. So for now, because we they grow small and we not get the investment and the kind funds we need, and you just cannot do everything at the same time. So you start somewhere, and so for now we sell to, let's say, to wholesalers, and then they retail them now.
Okay. So now this might be a question you don't want to answer. What other entrepreneurial opportunities do you see in Sierra Leone right now that you're not doing, but like in your mind you're like, this tia so now the next thing this way people then for do, like what are like somebody needs to do this.
Basically, recycling a big business and a booming business in salon. Am I not
plastic recycling or
am I not?
He's like, I ain't finna tell y'all what I mean, but I'm just gonna throw it out there. Recycling. Y'all want to recycle? There's something in there. Okay. Okay.
Recycling business not a big when it comes to producing and construction productions like building material stuff. We get a lot of stuff that we can recycle from to produce this stuff, and even to no, it's okay. I was because we plan for
recycling.
Yeah,
everybody. Siraj said the next big thing: recycling. Una go quick.
No, point out directly because we are there about to raise.
Una check Google, una check YouTube. Recycle. No, I totally hear you. It's from the first time I came back, when I started coming back to Sierra Leone from the US on holidays. If you're in Freetown, there's no way you cannot be thinking about all the waste we produce. We produce so. One of the things that, like, for me, I feel like we need to do, first of all, is to ban single-use plastic. Ban the plastic bag, which means ban the pure water sachets.
That's wonder.
Listen, even Kenya banned it. I went to Kenya and I was in the market. And I went to Kenya 5 times in like a year and a half. And each time I go to the markets, like, you brain so, like, I didn't notice some, but I know they notice some. Like, when they work at the markets, and I'm just like, the markets like, not to any special markets, but the markets been different. Like, yes, it been poto, but it not been dirty. You understand what I mean? So we they work, I don't understand. Like, I they buy thing there, then they give me this different one mesh bag, way not so plastic, and some kind of different material. And I'm like, oh, them bag there, so they're interesting. Like, in my mind, I'm thinking, this is interesting. So either I was getting brown paper bags or this other bag. Now, by the 3rd term, it took 3 trips. The 3rd trip, now I realized, say, oh my God, no one's ever given me a plastic bag in Nairobi. And so I asked me, the driver, Uber, I was like, Jared, you guys don't use plastic bags? It's like, oh no, we have a ban on plastic.
Basically, I feel like we policymakers need for travel across these countries for sea.
I think they do travel.
I'm not sure if they do travel because
the powers say they continue for flight.
We must not reach the only thing I know is that they travel moment. Maybe they
travel. I just feel like man, maybe it's that the problems are too many in Sierra Leone, but they do travel, they do see. But it's about sometimes in Sierra Leone, until a donor makes something a priority, we not go on we own. You understand what I mean? But because single-use plastic, if you go to any beachside, seaside, you look in any gutter, I don't go Bome for do show one thing. We've shot in Bome. I mean, I've been everywhere in Freetown, right? I don't even go na Banana Island, which is not Freetown, but Peninsula. Everywhere you go in this country, the things what follows you everywhere, the plastic bottles and the pure water sachets. So we know it has to be banned. I mean, like the day that I found out that pure water sachets, then they get permits from Ministry of Health. Yeah. I was like, wait, I'm sorry. How is it? Me na Ministry of Health. I see the gutters, I see the filter, Why would I give permits to anyone to do pure water sachets? And then somebody said, oh, it's a question of like, because the government struggles to provide enough water, they see the pure water sachets companies as kind of like some medium-term kind of stopgap measure, you know what I mean? To provide, so it's like a health, almost like a health initiative for allow people to get clean water. So now they give them permits. And I was just like, this is insane.
Like what you hear? Don't forget to leave us a review. Your reviews make it easier for others to find this podcast. Don't forget to share it with your friends and family.
Basically, in America, say maybe in the travel, but they need pay attention. But because Rwanda had the same amount of problems where Sierra Leone been get like 20 years ago. But these people, I mean, they might not be like America, but
they're not rich. Yeah. They're not rich when you look at their when you look at their GDP or their per capita income. You know much bokupas we know. Sometimes we own like 400 and something. They own like 500 and something. So they're not earning like not a wealthy country.
But then they grow, then they do, then get polished.
Yeah, like it's maybe it's different. I remember. Yeah, I went to Rwanda and I spoke to the question where I was in front of President Kagame and I was like, your city, this Kigali, is too clean. My brother, what are you doing?
2019, me be one of the speakers for the Youth Connect Summit. Kigali, I've been getting invitation from Paul Kagame. And I go in with, me go alone and I get this UNDP people go, they're like, yeah. So I be one of the speakers. They're like, hey, Siraj, okay, yeah, you do this. So how your country don't help you, like waiting at the stuff where the government don't provide for you if
resources and support.
Yes, because for Rwanda and other countries we get funds available for young people. We want to start something.
Yes.
I was like,
smile.
Minister there.
Ask the minister. Go ask that guy no Bayana. Go ask her with
So after the conference that night, we been get this dinner thing. So he come meet me. Oman come meet me like in Abu Boy get mind.
Wow.
You shocked me when you talk. You shocked me.
Wow. Wait, you know how you talk. You all keep on sitting. It's like for say, oh, then they try for we. But if you've not,
so that's how we became friends. Okay. I was like, me never receive anything and I never heard about anything but young entrepreneurs in Sierra Leone. Look at about young Minister of Youth, ask him.
Ingwe will point you and say, you wonder whether or not you miss some. That's so funny to do that. No, yeah. So, anybody that's gone to Kigali and knows the history of Rwanda, and anybody that knows the history of Sierra Leone and comes to Freetown, the difference is we not they near at all, and it is disappointing. But at least we have people like you who are solving problems, and I think what's really great is the more people in Sierra Leone hear about someone like you. And what you're doing and what you've accomplished, there's like no how can you not be inspired? You know what I mean? So that's already enough. And you're also going to grow. Your business is going to grow. You're going to create more employment. You're going to pay lots of taxes. Now when you begin pay tax, when the tax money begin boku, nine governments get for campaign. They say, them people. So if they're able to pay this pan tax, NRA will come and find you soon. Don't worry. They'll come. They come at you. Anyway, so okay. For a startup entrepreneur in Sierra Leone who is now in it, or someone who's thinking of getting into entrepreneurship, what are your top 3 tips that you feel like every entrepreneur, like best practices? If you're going to be an entrepreneur, these are the 3 things you need to be mindful of. These are the 3 things you need to do. What are your top tips?
Just know that you're going to fail. Okay. you're gonna fail a lot.
So if you're gonna fail, what's the tip?
Fail fast.
Okay, fail fast. Okay. I think I've seen that before on the internet somewhere. Fail fast, yeah.
Be consistent.
Okay. So the one is fail fast. And then
Be
2,
consistent.
consistency.
Be smart and innovative.
And then the last one is
Be smart and
smart and innovative.
because you need that. And being an entrepreneur is not easy. There gonna be time when you be like, okay, so it has come to this, and I need to make decisions. And you'll be like, what if I take this decision? What gonna happen? I might fail.
Yeah, you might.
So.
You might.
So you have board of directors, you have team members, so they will advise you, but it boils down to what you want to do. You'll be like, okay, I want to do this, and you go to bed at night, you wake up around 1 a.m., you're like, okay, yeah, so I've decided to do this. What if I fail? You must have the audacity, the guts to do what you want to do, and you'll be like, and don't be afraid to fail, because Elon Musk failed a lot. He failed a lot when he wanted to start his rocket company.
He also, though,
failed a lot when
he also comes from a lot of money. So where people that get about money can fail a lot is nothing.
No, listen. Listen, the other people also will fail a lot, will not come from a lot of money. But me, from basically Agili.
But what have you failed at? You've been successful at everything you've done.
Me?
What have you failed at?
So, I started poultry farming, right? I started poultry farming with 1,000 layers. I managed to get to make a lot of money, and I was like, oh, let me just buy expanded, like let me just buy and try to double this. Mm-hmm. I lost around 300 million in 1 year. And 300 million is a lot of
in poultry.
In poultry farming. Wow. 300 million is a lot of money. So for just 21 years.
Forget about this business, boy. It's just a number.
So I was like, okay. So
but that wasn't failure, that was just losses, as we can say in Salon. Now losses. So failure would have been if after you lost that money you quit doing poultry, then that would have been
so make I tell you something. I get these companies where I don't start and stop them.
Because it wasn't gonna work. Okay.
So I've been once start this recycling business for recycled plastic for produce paymentals, but because I'm so young, I get the money coming, and I'll be like
test everything, all things, put some on this.
You understand? Because I wanted to grow fast and be like, and I failed a lot, lost a lot of money. So I said I don't lost more than 600 million in businesses and way I don't start.
You were experimenting, so you could fail fast.
So I was like, all the businesses I don't do, and I just do the successful now because the poultry farming and this briquette. But I get a lot of businesses and why I don't start and stuff. And I still get to do them back because I was like, now I go back.
Or because you Chris small Chris inside and Skangayes. Right?
Yes.
Like you're like, nah man, I need to make this work.
I'll be like, okay, now I use this different approach. So let me so I started this farming also. I went into vegetable farming. I did like 20 acres and lost a lot of money into that. So like
not test. Like experiment. It's like, this is the thing, right? Being an entrepreneur, it's so different than being a scientist in a lab. The only difference with a scientist in a lab is that like it's a controlled environment, right? You do your wits and call, you mess up, you start another thing, you learn, iteration. And the only way to be a successful entrepreneur is, you have to keep doing and failing and learning, improving, refining, you know what I mean? Like,
and every mistake you do in business, you pay with money.
Charlie, who are you telling? I once started a women's magazine. It failed miserably. I lost a lot of money, wasted a lot of money. I'm like, I still get the copy there.
But this book was a success.
Yeah, but the books that I wrote, they're successful, but they're the least investment I've ever put into anything. Do you understand what I mean? In total, everything to make these 2 books, maybe including, the illustration and this, it has not cost me even $1,000 for these two books. And in terms of like the profits and the opportunities that have come, of course, like, you know what I mean? Like this one book, the first order we got was for like 5,000 copies. So already, like, yeah, it's like zero. This one just came out last year, and the first order, which is coming in this month, is for like, we'll print 1,000 copies. And, you know, they've been selling online. So yeah, I don't think of this as an entrepreneurial venture though. This is like a hobby. Yeah, true. I mean, what I make from it.
You might be the biggest writer in the world.
Maybe one day. Yeah. But what could scale this is if like I had a partnership with a printing company, and then I set up a publishing house and we have like a joint venture, and then my job would be to like buy stories from people and do because the idea, and then opening a bookshop. Like I have that in my mind, like a bookshop / coffee shop where I'm selling books from other places. I am obsessed.
You're from New York.
Yeah, it's that. The little bodegas on the corner. Totally. Like, so much. Like, I'm glad. You get it. You understand. People don't understand. It's like you wake up in the morning. Anyways, yeah.
I know New York.
It's totally that. Totally a coffee addict. But, yeah, I think what you've said is true. Fail fast. Be consistent. I think for me, if I had to put those in order, I would say consistency is the most important thing in terms of business growth and success, especially in a place like Sierra Leone, which is a low trust environment. People almost have to see you doing something 1 million years before they'll give you one opportunity. So you have to be consistent. Otherwise, I mean, already said that no one respects you. So not be consistent in your business. Anyways, it's been so amazing to talk to you, to hear your story. We're now going to go to my favorite part of the show, which is on the 6. I'm going to ask you 6 fast questions, and you have to answer like with the first thing that comes to mind. Okay. Yeah. This is on the 6 with Alhaji Siraj Bah, CEO of Ragsol Trading. Now, what is your favorite Sierra Leonean parable or expression?
Man, not a God.
Okay, that's a good one. What was the plot of the last movie you watched? Tell me in 2 sentences. Plots, like what was this movie about? The last movie you watched, what was it about?
Last movie I watched was, it is an Indian movie called Padman, about, I don't know if you've watched it. It's Akshay Kumar, but he want to start a pad company, reusable pad company in India. So he failed a lot of times, but at the ending, he managed to build a mega pad company.
Interesting. What song are you playing on repeats right now?
Boga by Kiss Daniel.
Okay. All right. What is one thing you've been meaning to do that you still haven't done?
Hit 10 countries in 20 days.
Hit 10 countries? What does that mean? Hit it how?
Travel to 10.
You want to travel to 10 countries in 20 days, so 2 days in each country?
Yep. Traveling a lot.
Wow. Okay. When you want to quit, like when you want to stop doing what you're doing, what keeps you going?
I think the impact, the money, and the positive impact on the money.
Okay. And last but certainly not least, who is one Sierra Leonean, dead or alive, who really inspires you?
Sierra Leonean, dead or alive, who inspires me? Balabari.
Balabari. Okay, I'm going to ask you a follow-up. Why Balabari? I mean, I know why. For our guests who do not know Balabari, why Balabari?
Because Balabari is one of the entrepreneurs who get in a salon way after them die for like 30 years. Still now, the name still there. And just imagine the amount of impact we then create in the country and the amount of companies where they may get, not now entrepreneurs we get like maybe buy one G-Wagon, blah, blah, blah and all. But these are the entrepreneurs we've been, I feel like being control the economy by then. And we've been in a good position by then with these people.
Thank you very much. It's been so fun talking to you. Like, I had a blast. Okay, bye. Ta-ta. See you next time.
Thank you for listening to the Make Sierra Leone Famous podcast. Until next time, ta-ta!